Greetings, planet Earth. I am Hyacsho, and today I bring you my first impressions of Forgive Me Father, the Cthulhu-esque Lovecraftian eldritch horror boomer shooter by the team over at Byte and Fulqrum Publishing, released in 2021. When it did release, and it seems every other day since then, I've been told how much I needed to play it. And finally, things on this channel are developing in somewhat of a flow. And I'm also trying new things. So it was time that I started to look at some of the older titles on my list that I always meant to look at, and give this one and a few others some love. First impression wise, Forgive Me Father has really been quite a dive into madness. And while I was finishing this multi-chaptered boomer shooter, I wanted to talk about what I found so far. It is in fact a boomer shooter, but with some twists I really didn't expect. For one, choice. We get to choose our character. This kind of choice isn't a massive departure from what a traditional boomer shooter is, but it's a nice feature nevertheless. We can choose either the journalist or the priest. I chose the priest, mostly because he seemed like he could be damaged, and honestly he seemed like the best fit for the story. Overall though, I really grew to like the character. His personal story seems to allude that he is slowly descending into madness and falling from faith.
You don't give a shit about heaven.
I found his voice lines really great and fitting. It seemed to emulate the struggling holy man, putting effort into this awful adventure that he's on, wandering throughout a haunted seaside town in search of his cousin, and for what feels like his own salvation. I like it, I like the archetype.
Lewis!
Oh, that reminds me, something nice to know is that there are many instances in Forgive Me Father that prompt potential replayability.
What kind of plague is this?
Choosing your character is one, but it's expressed the best in Forgive Me Father's weapons. We do get some great weapons, which are basic at first, but they don't stay that way, because we're immediately off to the skill tree. No, I didn't expect a skill tree either in this kind of game, but I quickly realized that the skill tree really gives me a sense of progression, and a reason to venture into the depths of the story. Pistols, shotguns, 3 kinds of machine guns, grenade launchers, crossbow, even a knife. All have their upgrades, but each also have their own eldritch-inspired enhanced versions or variants. Did the weapons take on an entire eldritch being of demonic heritage on their own and thus transforming them? Possibly. I don't know, I just like the way they look and feel. You like shotguns? Great, now get a demonic deep one shotgun that shoots bouncy bullets. What about a machine gun? No, not a normal machine gun, a steampunk-inspired energy machine gun that is also now a grenade launcher. Even your baseline melee weapon, the knife, which is a little bit overpowered by the way, gets a facelift and a damage boost. Or you can completely go in a different direction and get throwing knives, unlimited throwing knives too. This is a great feature for variety and replayability from the outset, and I really enjoyed this. The skill tree proved to be a great way to keep the freshness of the game for me, and I didn't feel like I was trudging through each chapter with the same super shotgun over and over and over. I didn't even get the lightning gun until near the end of chapter 3, and that was a really nice surprise.
What a stench. This is what death smells like.
Oh, I'm sorry if I sound a little weird, guys. I'm actually sick while recording this, but this must be recorded. Don't get me wrong, the skill tree does kind of add to the anxiety of choosing wrong, but you can reset these. I think this may be an update. It seems like loaded to the end of the game, I'm able to reshuffle, I suppose, my choices at least 3 times, which was nice. I do suppose it speaks to the theme of the game, having anxiety and the fear of choosing the wrong upgrade. We are talking about Cthulhu horror here. A sense of appropriate dread, more like, which makes sense because we're in a universe populated by old ones, deep ones, and all manner of things to lose our minds to. There is a story, of course. There is. We're talking about Cthulhu horror here, so there needs to be a story. But we're also talking about a Doom game, and because of that, like Carmack said, the story just isn't that important, but it is there. Like zombies are there, but we both know we stopped worrying about them 10 levels ago. It's just not that important. What is important though is the difficulty. It's tough, it's not an easy game, even on medium difficulties, which I played most of it for now at the moment. I like it a little bit rough. It does create a sense of horror and tension throughout the game. You don't want this game to be easy, so I recommend playing on normal or higher, at least in your first run. This is something I want to go a little deeper on in my final review though. A great experience so far, one I found myself thinking about during my waking hours, wondering what monsters awaited me into my next trip into the darkness. I can't wait to finish it and make my final review, so if you're looking forward to that, please don't forget to subscribe. I'm nearly the end, I think I'm on the final chapter, so it shouldn't be too much longer. And by the way, if you want me to check out any of your favorite boomer shooters from the past, please let me know in the comments. And let me know what you think about videos like this. I know it's not really a retro review or a retrospective, But I like it. It's a nice flow. First impressions of an old game I'm playing, and then like a review of the old game I'm playing. It's good. Quick shout out to my amazing patrons. You're the Lord Cthulhu to my undying madness. If you want to support my channel, please feel free to like this video, subscribe, or maybe share with a friend. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I love you very much. Please take care, rip and tear. Cheers.